I'm Rena Nicole. I pose, I promote, and I'm passionate about our planet. I seek individuals from all over the world who are committed to making a positive impact on the world around them. So the question I have for you is, do you want to make a positive impact on the world around you? Well, do you?
Absolutely.
Just off Highway 101 on the outskirts of Sonoma County, there is an awesome retreat center with a very interesting man who keeps alive an ancient occupation. So I am here at Isis Oasis in Geyserville, California, where I am interviewing Miguel, the owner and founder of Living Earth Structures. And today we are sitting in one of his structures. And Miguel, could you tell me a little bit about what it is that we have here and what is it made of and all that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a cobb oven, right?
Okay.
So cobb is a mixture of sand, clay, and straw, and has a plaster, a lime sand clay plaster, and it's sealed with the mineral spirits and linseed oil and colored natural iron oxide pigments. And so this is a big falcon. It's actually sculpted as Horus. And since we're at Isis Oasis, which is an Egyptian-themed retreat center, it seemed appropriate to do some kind of an Egyptian-themed structure. And so that's what I do. I will take a space, I'll go into somewhere, and I'll come up with a design based on kind of the energy there and kind of the theme of the space. And so this is kind of our community oven. So we use this when we have different gatherings, potlucks and parties and dance parties, and we come out here and cook pizzas and veggies, and we've done breads and we've done cookies in here, and we've done pies, and we got some potatoes.
Careful.
And these are just about done. Hot potato. So this is an example of a living earth structure, and I call it a living earth structure because it's made out of earth. It's alive. It's Gaia, Pachamama. It's a living organism, and I believe that it does have a consciousness. I feel that this structure here is actually has a purpose. It was wanting to be born, and so its time had come, and so here he is. He's born to the world, and so you can really tell really how warm it is sitting around it.
Yeah,
and so
it is. It's
really,
nice and it's really nice and warm
nice
right here.
Fireplace. Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about how you got started making cob structures and the history of cob?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I love talking about cob, so this is great. I started doing cob, I guess professionally, back when I out of college. I was exposed to the Cobb Cottage Company. They have a video, and I saw the video, and I was like, wow. And I'd also grown up in Petaluma, and so I was exposed to adobe structures at a very early age, and did a project when I was young, and so I was exposed to it. And and I grew up doing tile work also, and so I was very familiar working with mud, cement and sand and clay, and putting up under the walls, and I think that gave me an advantage at a very early age also. And so, but once I was exposed to the concept, the philosophy, the practice of cob building, it resonated instantly. I just knew, like, this is it. This is so it. Like, oh my gosh, like, wow, you can build a house for like $500? You totally can.
Ooh.
Yeah. And you can get your friends together and everyone that can all help build your house. Like, how amazing would that be? And, the houses can be all round and curved and comfortable and warm and rounded. You can feel like you're living inside of a hug, and it's just... And you can do so many creative things with it. And it just seemed like this is so it. Like the whole concept of going to the store, buying cement, whose production is responsible for about a sixth of the pollution in the atmosphere.
Right. Yeah.
And the wood. I mean, just chopping down our beautiful trees. I mean, for your houses, like, come on, stop. Like, we don't need to do that. I really think that we're intended to use this earth as our livable structures. I really think that us as humans are intended to build with the earth, and so there's so many reasons why we should do it. It just makes sense on so many levels. It just the fact that it builds community, that it's healthy for the body, that it's good for the environment, that is beautiful, that is long lasting. I mean, there's earth structures that have survived for thousands of years.
Yeah.
You know? Big ones too, 18-story earthen structures in like the Middle East, enormous. And
so the history of cob goes back that far, huh?
Oh yeah. Adobe, earth brick, yeah, for
Really?
sure, way
Wow.
back.
So the word cob.
The word cob, actually, it's an old English word, right? So the word cob actually means a rounded lump of mass. So in England, they were building cob houses 600 years ago, and they're still being lived in.
Yeah.
And these cob houses have walls like that thick. And so the word cob means a rounded lump of mass. So there would be people making the cob on the ground. They'd take those cob balls and they'd throw them up to the people working on the walls, and they'd push the cob in place with their fingers, and the cob would have lots of straw in it, and that helps to hold it all together. It's kind of like the natural rebar, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so then it just dries in the sun, and then it's plastered and sealed. In England, they would put a lime wash on it every couple of years. They put a lime wash to protect it from the rain.
So these 600 structures, they're not like falling down in any way. They're still really
being lived in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So maintenance is key, though, as far as
how many wood structures can we say that are lasted that long?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with all the fires that happen, lots of.
And as far as ovens go,
yeah,
the longer it gets used, the more it gets used, the stronger it gets.
Huh.
So this is going to be here for forever. I mean, there's nothing that's going to cause this thing to collapse other than I can't think of anything. Yeah, I guess if somebody a big construction ball came and smash it, okay. But
other than that, it would stay for 600 years. This will be here for about 600 years. So.
Yeah.
It'll
be here a lot longer than we are.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece, and it's so nice and warm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is like a big hug. Like you do just want to, it's hugging you, and you just want to hug it, So what are the reasons why people should be using cob?
Wow, great. I love that question.
Why?
Well, because I actually have a book here, the book Living Earth Structures. I was thinking of calling it Accomplishments. I speak cob, by the way. And so in this book, I have the 50 reasons of why it's good to do cob.
Oh, look at that.
Right? Just like that. So, number one, most importantly, it's fun.
Yeah,
that's why I do it. It's fun. Why do I do
fun.
it? Because it's fun. You can look at any one of these and I can talk about it for a long time. So there's lots and lots and lots of reasons of why it's good to do cob. It gives people a sense of accomplishment to build something for themselves. You can make cob ovens to build things. It brings out your inner child while working with it. Its design can be rounded, smooth, and soft, and it gives it's personally empowering. Kind of creates a new social structure where we have to kind of depend on each other and things, I think most importantly with kids, it gets kids outside and gets them away from their computers and their video games and away from all their technology and cement and just gets them out and just connected with the earth again and just get their feet in the earth again and to work in a team again and to have a feeling of hey, look what I helped build. Yeah. And go home and tell their parents, hey, look, Mom, Dad, look what I helped build, and I know how to build something now. let's build. I can show you how to build an oven or a bench in our backyard.
Yeah.
You know, I learned how to do this at school. You just need some earth. You get some sand, mix it up with your feet. You sculpt on it, and you sculpt it, and you can make whatever you want. You know, and it's possible one day that this is actually going to be a necessity. I mean, that, you know, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We just don't know.
Yeah.
But
if
this
the future
is a
was
way
written by
to be
you,
prepared.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If the future was written by you, how would you like it? How would you love to see this future that you hope to see?
Cities are abandoned. Everybody moves out of the city.
Well, then what would happen to the city?
It's
the
just
structures.
Just leave it there.
Okay.
Just leave it there.
Okay.
Leave it there. They just burn so much energy. It's so hard to incorporate any permaculture principles in a city.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
so hard.
Yeah.
So get out of the city. There's so much land. There's so much land. Just build up from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Go find land where there's a water source nearby, and just build from the earth and apply everything, all the permaculture principles from scratch.
No, the permaculture principles are what?
Permaculture principles are, you know, organic gardening, composting, certainly natural building, utilizing water efficiently, utilizing sunlight efficiently, utilizing wind power, you know, working with all the elements, and you know, certainly building our structure from the earth that are energy efficient, that heat up from the sun, that have rocket stoves, like these really efficient stoves inside for heating, being able to walk everywhere, you're not needing to get in the car and go driving all over the place, but being able to just like work near where you're living, and, you know, very community based, and just getting it back to basics, really. And I mean, and it's not going to happen unless there's some huge disaster. No one's going to do that, because it's going to be a lot of work to get it to that level.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of work, and, you know, we're not really proactive. We're reactive, and so that's not going to happen. But it's.
But it might, if enough people wake up and you build enough cob structures, maybe.
Hopefully I'll see it in my lifetime. Yeah, hopefully. Because, you know, I'm not afraid of a system collapse. I'm, like, looking forward to it. I'm like, bring it on. Collapse system. Let it fall. Like, I'll be busy. You know? You know? So, yeah. So whatever happens, I think, you know, cob, without a doubt, will continue to thrive.
If you would like to learn how to bring cob into your home and become a cobvert like me, please visit Miguel at livingearthstructures.com. For more of The Rena Nicole Show, go to www.renanicoleshow.com. This was a Renaissance Woman production.